you just brought us to the set of Smiling Friends.
Yeah.
This is Analytical Fanboys, and we are analyzing and anticipating Star Wars: The Phantom Menace. If
Why
you
are we
don't know,
anticipating? Why look,
Star Wars.
It's already out.
Star Wars is about space wizards who believe in the Force, and in this show, in this movie, we learn about the most important plot point in the entire movie, midichlorians,
I have
otherwise
theories
known as
about that.
M-count.
I have theories about that.
I thought
We'll get to
Marfalump
that.
was the most important. Well, actually, Marfalump's not even in the movie. He's just in the Pepsi commercials.
Marfalup?
Yeah.
Marfalup. He's in the Pepsi commercials. To promote the book. Because, okay, I guess we could start with that. There was a massive media blip.
We should also probably, hey, I'm Boingo. That's Buster. Say hi, Buster.
Hi, I'm Buster.
This topic was picked by Snowcone.
Yes.
And we'll get more into it. So, Marfalump.
Yeah, Marfalump. He was a character created to basically as okay. Well, he's just for the Pepsi commercials, but he is kind of an important figure when you get down to it because he was kind of like a big thing about how do I explain this? Basically, the Phantom Menace had a huge marketing blitz. It was the proper return of Star Wars. It wasn't just a re-release of the original 3 movies or a comic book or a video game. It was a new movie, a brand new movie, and he had. And one of the things they did to promote it was create this Marfalump character to promote Pepsi that promoted the movie.
I just looked it up. I've literally never seen that in my entire life. I don't.
Oh my god! I can't believe I know something about Star Wars that Cody doesn't.
No, let's be honest here. You know something about Pepsi that Cody doesn't.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'm no Pepsi man.
I am a soda junkie, so I would know this stuff.
I remember like the Brisk commercials and stuff like that, and I remember the Taco Bell commercials for Phantom Menace.
Yeah, but there was a big marketing blitz.
It is wild, of just like Star Wars is a big enough brand that we can make a brand. We can make a brand ambassador just this weird ass fucking schlep ghetto.
Yeah, he's my favorite Glup Shido of any Star Wars character.
Here's some fan art of this Glup Shido Buster.
That's good. The embodiment of joy. This is so good. Oh, that's good.
Apparently, it's in a museum somewhere. The little guy.
Oh, that makes sense. They probably did. I mean, for the pictures Boingo posted earlier, they did create a life size. But Star Wars Black Series when is what I'm asking.
We'll get a Star Wars Black
day.
Series of this guy once we get the guy from Star Tours.
Oh man,
we've already gotten that.
We've gotten the droid from Star Tours?
Yes.
I didn't know that. Holy shit.
It's been in a pack exclusive to that park that you could buy on Disney and Amazon, I think.
Okay. Because now he's like a DJ in one of the restaurants around there.
Yeah. I went to that theme park and it was really cool.
Hollywood Studios. Why are we being around the bush? It's at Hollywood Studios, Disney Orlando.
Disneyland too. I went to the Disneyland version.
Disneyland.
You went to the inferior park.
Yeah, basically. I'm sorry.
There's a few things Floridians have pride in. It's the fact that we have the better Disney park.
Yes. And this also just brings up a thing about this episode that's going to be hard. Star Wars is just so big, and we can go into so many topics around the Phantom Menace, because it's whether you like it or not, it's kind of the impetus for so much shit around this franchise that we could go hours on this episode, but we'll try to keep it.
And here's the thing: I haven't watched this movie in a good number of years. I don't want to put a number on it. And I watched it, and I was like, "Oh, this is just simple pulp fantasy shit."
Yeah.
Where's the problem? I'm waiting for the weird confusion bits to come in, and it's just no, it's still just pulp fantasy. I mean, yeah, they're talking about tax codes, but you could just go they're not letting us sell shit. It's the same thing. It's just a way to fucking say they're not getting what they want.
That. I legitimately always liked that part of the movie. Anyways, I like the detail.
No, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying people will bring up of oh, that's what kids want to see. People going back and forth about tax code, and it's they barely go into it. It is basically they don't want to pay taxes.
It's very sci-fi techno babble. And
yeah,
it's fun. It's flavoring for the world. It's a sci-fi universe. Of course, they're gonna have their own language and how they discuss politics and shit. And it's like, it's still like, it's not like too in depth of politics for kids. It's just pretty. Wait, give me a second.
It is literally, this sounds like adult shit, and they're mad about it. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty, like, people underestimate kids. Like, they really do. Now, I'll be honest, I think I like the movie the least out of everyone. I still, like it, but I feel like it bites off a lot more than it can chew. And I understand why it would work for some people, but for me, it didn't always work. I don't, if I have to give the movie a rating, which I don't normally like to do, I'd give it like a 6 out of 10, probably. But I still like enjoyed it here, and I'm glad I finally, because here's the thing, I've been struggling to watch this movie for so long, and I'm glad I was finally able to excuse to finally finish it. Yeah.
Hell yeah, I'm probably on the literal opposite end of that spectrum.
I mean,
this being my favorite Star Wars movie.
It's like literally your childhood.
Yeah.
It sure is. Right you are, Bob.
Yeah.
Which was so weird to me, because, like, to me, Star Wars is popping in the special edition VHSs.
Yeah, same. Like, I grew up with those original special editions. I didn't even touch the prequels until, like, not even because people told me they were bad. I just never had access to them. I like, my most exposure to the prequels was the CGI series on Cartoon Network.
I saw them all in theater on, like, first day, and I had already become, like, a mega fan of Star Wars, like, just before that, like, because I did grow up watching, like, the other movies. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I'd pop the VHSs in, but I was just like, I think it was something about all the designs, just all of the new stuff that I had never seen before in Star Wars. I just, like, wasn't ready.
Yeah.
Something about the designs just resonated, like, deep within me, and have, like, never ceased to be, like, some of my all-time favorite, just, like, sci-fi designs and elements.
Well, actually, that brings up a good point where it's like, I think a lot of this movie was like, you guys aren't ready for that yet.
I mean, here's the thing. The original Star Wars stuff was heavily limited by the capability of the technology of the time. And now that they had CGI that they could go farther, they were like, okay, we could only go so far with aliens then. We can go super hard on aliens now and make a bunch of fucking wild ass crazy designs that will look dope.
Yep.
Did you know that fucking Boonta Eve is a model?
Oh, yeah. And that's what I like
Which one's that guy?
No, I mean, like, the Boonta Eve is what they call the pod race. That, like,
oh yeah,
starting
the
area.
Stadium. Yeah. It's a model. It's all the people are Q-tips.
I know, dude. It's insane.
Yeah, and like,
it's insane. I love it.
I think some people like get like, especially when talking about the prequels, they forget that Star Wars still has a lot of practical effects in it. Like, it's a good blending of the CGI and practical.
The practical disappears a little bit by the third prequel.
Well, that's because they get more insane with like their ambition, I'd say.
Yeah,
and money.
But like in this one, it's like I'd say it's a good mix.
Yeah, like I'd argue like this is a mix we wouldn't see until like the sequel trilogy, but that's a whole other thing, because it's like this is probably, like, from what I understand, the prequel to have the most practical effects, especially because they went in later and replaced the puppet Yoda with a CGI Yoda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like some of the CG characters that they created, like, they still look pretty solid.
Yeah,
like,
they hold up well.
The dickhead pod racer.
The
Waldo?
The Bulba, yeah.
Oh, Bulba. Waldo. Who's
Zabulba?
Zabulba. Okay, I don't know why I called him Waldo.
And Watto is
Watto.
Owner.
Yeah.
He's the flying guy who can't be taken by Jedi mind tricks.
Yeah. Watto's funny.
Troydarian,
yeah. Dude, those show up regularly in other places.
Clone Wars.
Yeah, okay. Clone Wars.
I remember seeing planet.
Oh, neat.
I remember seeing them pretty often.
They all kind of sound like that.
Are they all that kind of disposition as Watto?
A little bit, yeah.
Kind of Jabba the Hutty, where all the Hutts kind of have a similar lobster mentality.
Yeah. The other main one we get to meet is a little bit nicer.
And just like speaking of the world, I think what I like about like Phantom Menace's use of CG compared to other movies is that it feels more like they had a vision instead of like, oh, we have to rush this out for like a deadline, you know?
They had a vision, and it's not, oh, we'll just do it in post.
Yeah. They had a vision, and they're like, okay, we need this blue screen because we want to like spend time creating this model of a world.
They plan things out.
Yeah, which is a big contrast to modern movies now, which are plagued with rushed decisions for the worse.
But Cody, you've talked a little bit about your love and appreciation history. Why specifically did you want us to watch The Phantom Menace now?
It is the 25th anniversary, right? 25th anniversary of this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
of Phantom
99.
Menace. So it fits. It's perfect.
It's like poetry. It rhymes.
It did get
Yeah, it gets
theatrical
us in the
re-release
mood.
this year.
It's very interesting because like all of the vitriol for the movie, and it's just like it's. I am starting to believe that there's not a bad Star Wars movie. It is just people expecting the moon and getting just to upper atmosphere, you know?
I would agree if Rise of Skywalker didn't exist, but I know you find merit in that one.
Yeah. And again, that's not to say none of the movies have flaws. Some of the Star Wars movies can have flaws. It is literally just, it is not awful, guys. It is fine.
Watch worse movies. Watch worse movies. Well, go on Tubi and search up the sloppiest shit. Trust me. Trust me. I have seen slop and Star Wars that those movies are like looking like Jesus compared to those guys.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know, like a lot of these aesthetics just like forever resonated with me, and I got like hyper fixated on both like Phantom Menace tie-in games. I also like fantasized about playing more of like the PlayStation one that was like a stand-up where you could play as like the Jedi and stuff running around. I only had like the Battlefront and Jedi Starfighter one.
Yeah.
Pod racing.
Actually, that does bring up something about Star Wars that I really like, and just how like it's able to capture the imagination, and then people can like expand on that in like novels and video games and comics and whatever they choose. It just lends itself well to franchising so well.
I mean, it's just partially the idea because it's a blender fantasy of everything George Lucas liked.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, he likes westerns and samurai movies and sci-fi and 50s Americana, and you put all those in a blender. Yeah, some things are gonna look a little bit weird. Like we can talk about the diner in Clone Wars, the movie.
Yeah,
that's fine.
But like the pod racers is just basically a hot rod race. That's what it is.
It's like an indie race.
Yeah, like indie hot roddy. Like I'm saying hot rod because of the way Anakin built his, and all of them kind of feel like they're gonna blow up at any minute.
Yeah, very scrappy, but the pod racing sequence was so fun.
The thing I love is just like the game, they use the same sounds in the game, but like each fucking pod has its own distinct sound throughout the entire sequence.
Yeah.
So you could literally like close your eyes and know like what's on the screen, like know like which one of the pod racers is on the screen just from the different sounds they make. And Sebulba makes a very specific one. Anakin's is just like a F1 Formula One car. And that's where a lot of the inspiration came from for a lot of these, but it's just like classic racing stuff. It's just good Star Wars. It's just a good like little side plot, and then like the unknown stakes, and just the way Qui-Gon Jinn is throughout the whole movie. Just another
I love Qui-Gon.
Qui-Gon like MVP.
Yeah, he is like I have a bit of a personal connection to him that I'll get into later. But yeah, I love Qui-Gon Jinn. He's so cool. He's very confident. He's a great mentor, like too. Just like giving out this little advice while also like being so stern and stuff. Man, like what, like he definitely like a standout of the movie. And another like what we were talking about before Qui-Gon. I was gonna bring something up.
Just general aesthetics.
Yeah.
When this movie was around, everything I had was I like lived in Naboo. I had like little Naboo play sets. I had the Lego sets. I had like everything. I had like a 3 3/4 inch pod racer. I had Anakin's pod racer, and it was like an arm mounted little thing that you could. It was like it looked regular to the action figures, but it sat on your hand, and your finger and pinky controlled the fins opening and closing.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I do still have the toy. It's one of the best toys ever, I think. That's being super crazy, but
Hey, if it's the best toy to you, it's the best toy to you.
no, I mean, like, it's definitely one of the best toys from like that original like Phantom Menace lineup. Definitely one of the most sought after too. But it is just fun, very swooshable.
Yeah.
So, like addictingly swooshable. But I remember like the Taco Bell or Burger King. Well, they had Taco Bell and Burger King, didn't they?
Yeah. Star Wars is that big.
Taco Bell did a little bit better, I think, because they had all the crazy toppers that I still have. I have an unopened Watu topper in the other room. Like it's a soda topper.
Yeah.
There's just so much of the memorabilia. I mean, it was just I don't know. Like, and every time I rewatch it pretty much like every year. But every time I end up rewatching it, it's just like I love it all the more. And the droid scenes in this, like it was just something else, and it still manages to capture that for me.
Yeah, droids are definitely one of my favorite parts of Star Wars, so it was really nice to see them get like a lot of love in this one. All right, should we talk about Jar Jar?
I mean, here's the thing. I think we could just rip off both band-aids. Ahmed Best and Jake Lloyd fucking did not deserve all the shit they got.
Yeah, they did not. They
No,
did
not at
not. They did great in this movie. I will not hear otherwise. Like I do like Jar Jar's not always the funniest guy, but you know he has an earnesty to him, and like I think like Ahmed Best said this year, he kind of was the impetus for many motion captured characters that we would get later on in movies, not just Star Wars. You know.
I mean, without Jar Jar Binks, would we have had I want to say Gargamel, but that's not his fucking
Golem.
name.
Golem.
Babu Frick. Oh,
Babu
Golem.
Frick. No, Babu Frick was a puppet, so
I know. I love Babu Frick though.
yeah, he's the best part of that movie. I'll try to keep my hater to a minimum today. We're being nice, but like, okay.
This movie does have like I mean I'm just a hard. Is it Mark? Is that the term in wrestling?
Yeah,
Mark.
Yeah. I'm just a hardcore Mark for this fucking film because like almost every single vehicle is like my favorite of that type of vehicle class in Star Wars that shows up in this, like the MTT, the droid transport. That is one of my favorite things in general.
Yeah.
Just shape all, just what it does. I crave looking at and thinking about how cool this fucking and how it opens up and deploys like a fuck ton of droid.
Yeah, although I love the Roger bots in this movie. I love them in the Clone Wars, and they're equally as great here. I know the what are they called? I just called them the Roger bots.
They're just regular battle droids.
B1
battle droids. Battle droids. Okay, yeah. I'm not always like I don't have the Star Wars lexicon in my brain. That brain was in my childhood. That was reserved for Pokemon.
Oh hell yeah! I had both.
Yeah, good. And I guess we could also talk about like Anakin here. I like okay, this is gonna sound weird. I've always liked Jake Lloyd as an actor from Jingle All the Way. I just thought he was hilarious in that movie. And I just love Jingle All the Way in general. It is a phenomenal movie. It is a Christmas classic. I always look forward to watching every year. And just seeing him here in a more quote-unquote serious role, but still a very whimsical role. Like, he served as, like, the child, like, audience surrogate for, like, so many kids out there who were just getting into Star Wars. It's a great, like, I thought he did great.
The only issue I have with the performance, and it's purely a directorial thing, it's nothing on him, it's just the Yahoo. I've never heard anyone...
Yippee.
verbally say Yahoo and or Yippee. Like
until Boingo, they say it in the whatever. Yeah, but I still like the Yahoo. It's still like a good flavor text thing.
We also get Wizard, which belongs.
Yeah, well, that's
no. I'm gonna say that does belong. It's just more. It is the direct verbalization of Yahoo and Yippee. That's just like. All right.
I think now is the perfect time for it to come back, anyways, dude. Everyone's gonna love it. We're gonna love the Yahoo and Yippee, dude. Come on.
Yippee has kind of come back with Autism Beast.
Yeah.
With the Autism Creature.
Yeah, I know the Autism Creature. Yeah, very familiar with him.
But genuinely, they just did not.
There's a little bit of that to be credited towards the love of this, I think. But other than that,
Ahmed Best and Jake Lloyd just got a lot of fucking shit for this movie.
Yeah.
For years, and it's just like they did not deserve it. All of y'all are assholes. They did the roles that they were asked to do pitch perfect.
Yeah. And like, yeah, it's okay to not like their like some things about that role, but like, don't put it on the person, man. That's just.
And here's the thing.
And I love the Gungans as a race, and like everything about like the people, the designs of like their like skin tone and their like little feet and like cool weapons. I always thought like it blew my mind. I remember when I first saw like the energy orbs and the fact that like
Oh yeah,
they were 100% like just outclassing the droids.
Mm-hmm.
Because like at first it's a surprise. It like if you're watching this for the first time, it is a surprise that they're completely even. Like we didn't see the army. The only inkling to the Gungan technology was the boat, the sub. That's all I got for that. That was the whole plot.
And I don't know. Jar Jar in the movie felt a lot more like the classical fool than an idiot. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He was just like a gesture, you know?
He's used for jokes and comedy, but he's also used to go like, here's some layers to the stakes. Like, he was there, the whole joke about him getting his face in the pod thing is to show how dangerous they are.
Yeah. It's like, it's used for like contextualizing. It's not just, oh, let's laugh at the idiot. It's just more like, yeah, this is the situation we're in. You know? Like,
you could reasonably justify any of the jokes as that. Like, oh, he steps in shit in Mos Eisley? Yeah, because it's a shitty place and everyone's not taking care of it. It's just shit's everywhere. Fuck it.
Scum and hive of scum and villainy.
Scum villainy.
I have scum and villainy.
Villainy.
Come, my baby.
Mad
Come,
villainy.
my baby.
It always comes back to cum jokes.
Come. Hey, speaking of cum, Anakin didn't come from any.
Oh yeah, he came from midichlorians. I honestly do not care about it. Like, I'm not. It's not that I think it's a negative trait. I just like, okay, that's my thing. It's just like, it's okay.
Oh right, that was the other reason. That's probably what you were trying to lead me into, right?
What?
When you asked why what was the relevance of watching this movie now? Because it also lines up with the Acolyte.
Oh, it does.
In a lot of ways.
Seen that.
You have not seen it.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it, so I don't. Apparently, some people are mad at space lesbians.
Which that's just homophobia at that point.
Oh, the witches.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean we've seen them before. They're not doing like it. Who cares?
Grifters.
No, but I have a little. Hold on. This movie brought up midichlorians.
Yeah.
I have a little theory, and I don't know. It may have been like proven or flown out or whatever. I don't think they never said midichlorians caused the force. They are just like, they're kind of like more of a benchmark of like, there is a lot of force here. There's a lot of midichlorians. I think it's just if you're really connected to the force, you just have a lot more midichlorians in your system and they can just read it that way.
I think the more controversial part of the whole midichlorian thing is the fact that like the line that Qui-Gon says when he says that they are like a trillion tiny little things living and moving, and like that completely changes what most people probably thought of when it comes to thinking of the Force.
I think Qui-Gon was just saying that like as like he was referring to cells, but people took it too literally.
Well, I mean, what is a microscopic single cell organism but a cell?
Yeah, exactly.
But like my interpretation of it was very much more of like, if you have a lot of the Force, you are a very tasty person for midichlorians to be in. It's not necessarily the midichlorians cause the Force, it's just more of like, they congregate where there is already a lot of Force.
Yeah.
If that kind of registers. Does that make sense?
So are you saying everyone has midichlorians in Star Wars?
No, I'm saying, okay, if you imagine the Force as like pools of water, if you as a person have a lot more water, you can hold a lot more amoeba.
Yeah. I think I get where you're throwing down here.
But if you don't have a ton of water, you don't have super ton of amoebas. So more Force, more midichlorians.
Uh-huh.
Cody, can you verify or tell me I'm an idiot?
No, but it sounds like a pretty good idea.
Yeah. And that's what I kind of like miss about like older Star Wars, or not even just older Star Wars, I mean just media discussion in general, the kind of like open-ended theorizing you can do, where it's like now everyone is expecting clear-cut answers instead of just, here's a cool idea, you know? And I get that, like I will complain about this movie for not giving like clear cut like ideas like the time they need to shine, but I still think like not everything needs an answer. They just need like time to be explored for like thematic or fun purposes, you know?
Yeah.
And that's kind of my issue with Darth Maul. To segue to him, the main villain. I really wanted to like this guy, but he just kind of did nothing for me.
Yeah.
He's a cool bad guy, and I'm glad Clone Wars gave him some time to shine.
I mean, realistically, did Darth Vader do much more in Episode 4?
Okay, you're right. I think I just, like, whenever people talk about the problems of the prequel, someone always pitches, like, oh, Darth Maul should have been the villain of all three so he could get, like, more time. And I'm like...
Oh, well, he was gonna be.
Oh. I kind of do like the idea of giving each movie their own distinct villain, and then Palpatine's the overarching one. But I also, like... from what I understand, Grievous and Count Dooku are much more fleshed out. At least, like, have bigger personalities. At the very
they all eventually get fleshed out in side material.
Yeah, but like, and just in their individual movie, I'm referring to, because like, from what I understand.
Well, I mean, does Grievous live and die in Clone Wars, or does he make it to Episode 3? I thought.
I forgot. No, he does.
I swear he makes it to Episode 3.
He does make it. He does make it because he's the main villain of that one, or like the main like side general of that one.
Yeah, because Dooku dies in the first fucking...
Shit, dude, they both make it to Episode 3.
They both make it to Episode 3.
Just Dooku... I know Dooku gets knocked out at the beginning of the movie. Because, like, Dooku did appear in Clone Wars. So. But yeah, my point I'm trying to make is, I feel like I really wish Darth Maul was more fleshed out. Because I do feel like while I get the threat, I feel like if Maul was more prevalent, I'd understand the threat more. Like, it would just be more prevalent to me.
But then he wouldn't be a Phantom Menace.
Yeah, well, I kind of feel like he could be a Phantom Menace. Like, you could just have him in, like, cloaks and stuff, you know? You could have, like, I don't know.
Actually, there's a question.
I have seen that actor.
A lot of people have, Cody.
I'm just saying.
Ray Park accidentally posted his penis on Instagram.
I'll never laugh harder than when I laughed at the... And finally, the Sith shall reveal themselves.
Oh my god.
Next to his fucking dick.
Wasn't it pierced?
I can't remember specifically. I just remember the color.
Okay, Boyga, what were you gonna say?
That's a question. Is Darth Maul the Phantom Menace?
No, it's Palpatine.
Yeah.
What if it's also the specter of Darth Vader over Anakin?
Oh, that would fit with the initial teaser poster, which is still one of the coolest teaser posters of anything ever.
Or is it all
of them? It's also on the special edition DVD box set.
Nice. But could it be reflective of all of them, because it's fundamentally the Phantom Menace is the fact that the Senate and the Jedi are complacent in their status quo and are not vigilant for possible threats.
Yeah. There's many meanings to be taken from that title. I think that's cool. It's probably one of the more open-ended Star Wars titles. It's not clear and dry, you know?
I do want to side note and say that the Clone Wars, not only did this movie, I think, do a really good job setting up a lot of interesting things with the Senate and like all of that part of the story, but Clone Wars does an exceptional job expanding specifically the Senate and politics of Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it also doesn't make it super overly complicated.
No.
Yeah, the great thing about Clone Wars is you can enjoy it as both an expansion and as a standalone series.
Yep.
Like both the 2D and 3D ones.
God, the 2D one is so good.
Oh, it's my favorite Star Wars thing. It is just like, I wish there was more Star Wars things like it, but that's a story for another time. But yeah, honestly, you guys are really turning me around on this movie. Like, I was like, when I first watched it, I was like, it's okay. Like, it just...
Holy shit!
I'm
on Wikipedia. You know that thing I was talking about of like, oh yeah, midichlorians aren't the spiritual metaphysical stuff?
Yeah.
You were right.
Controversy on the midichlorian page on Wikipedia. Last sentence. George Lucas, on the other hand, considers the two aspects of the Force separately, treating the midichlorians as the practical biological side, distinct from the spiritual and metaphysical side of the Force.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I want to call the new animals camels, and they're going to be like big camels.
George Lucas is simultaneously one of the most creative geniuses ever to have walked the earth, and also the dumbest motherfucker.
That's why he's so relatable.
I love Spambles, dude. I love him so much.
Hey guys, you want to listen to some jizz?
Dude, the Jizz Whalers. Listen, you want to
we're-
fucking talk shit about Scroopy McNooper or whatever, or Scroopy McCool? Droopy McCool, sorry. Forgive me for not getting it correct the first time.
Were there
Droopy
even Jizz
McCool.
Whalers in this movie? I forgot. It's been like a month, and we keep delaying this episode.
Yeah, I think there's one in the,
Hold on, let me see.
one of the bar scenes.
Probably, I could see that. Sorry, it just, it's been a bit,
I love how they try to retcon the name of the genre of music while also going like it's still called that in all the places we actually go to, so it's still jizz.
Yeah. Excuse me. Also, let's talk about the actions choreography, because that's a thing the prequels have been lambasted for, but I personally love because it reminds me of Wuxia film.
Lambasted for.
Well, look, Cody, you gotta understand, I was in when I was in film discourse early on, people hated the prequels. This was like before Force Awakens and stuff. Like, people are like, this is the worst movie ever. Bullshit.
Yeah,
You know what? In my early life, I didn't even understand what chat rooms were. And like I didn't fuck around on like any kind of message boards at all.
Honestly,
I only ever like browsed and watched videos and stuff.
Yeah, no, I was a video guy too. So it's like, but like,
I mean, there is that red letter those red letter the prequels are shit.
Funny thing, I never watched those. People just kept referencing them in other videos. That was a weird experience. But anyway, I love the action choreography in this because it's different from the quote unquote raw and more simplistic like original trilogy choreography. But I love them like getting more fancier, and it makes sense because this is a more elegant era of Star Wars. You know, this is like the Republic is all seemingly all good and like helping people.
I mean, if we can be honest, what the prequels are is very much liberal appearance politics.
Exactly. Yeah. It's very much that. It's very much like the height of that kind of stuff, and it's how do I explain it? Like it just and that kind of goes into the action choreography for me because like everyone's doing flips, they're being elegant, they're being like they're still being cool, and it still like has that Wuxia influence that like I think George wanted to always put in Star Wars, but just couldn't until this moment, you know.
Well, see, and here's the thing though, like they talk about the lightsabers in the original trilogy, but all we really ever see is Luke's, Obi-Wan's, and Vader's.
Yeah,
and
there's only like 3 lightsabers total.
Yeah, and they all have very distinct styles, and Star Wars has always kind of like had that explanation that like each Jedi had a style and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like Obi-Wan early has a more aggressive style that you see in this
This movie?
series because it's this movie because it's more they're in war, they're training for combat actively as opposed to other things, and they always do train for battle anyways, but still like they're a lot more aggressive.
And I think like speaking of like expansion on material, the Clone Wars 2D series is like all fights, so they were able to play with that much more in that show. What else?
And we get to see the beautiful. That's in Rebels, but we get to see the beautiful transition between Obi-Wan's fighting styles.
Yeah, and it's I could see like Obi-Wan's fighting style in this movie being a bit more like he's copying like Qui-Gon's style, and then like
fundamentally that's kind of what the end of the movie's all about. Is he's trying to live up to what Qui-Gon was as a man, and not.
And you see him stance change at the end too.
Yeah,
but also not living for what Obi-Wan could be. He's trying to be something more. Like he's trying not to be himself in a way. He keeps going and you see that in the later prequel movies of like, is this what Qui-Gon would have done? Am I doing the right thing? And that kind of like, there's layers to it.
Yeah.
It's good.
It's good. It's solid.
And it's definitely a comfort movie and so hardcore. The sounds.
I
could like watch this movie with my eyes closed and like just be in complete bliss. There's so much. Like, and I've never really fully grasped it until this watch through of like really focusing in on how much there is in this. Because like other movies that I love severely are usually movies that have incredible amounts of sound design. The best other thing that I could think of would be Hereditary, which isn't anywhere near the kind of movie we're talking about right now. That movie has absolutely mind-numbingly insane sound design, and it just forces you to be surrounded into the like material. And for me, like I don't think I've felt better immersion in something than the pod racing scene because of how the sounds work, and just it's so much like actual races. But I 100% buy it because all the different sounds of the different like cultures of technology for the pod racers, since they're all like universally different or planetarily different, I guess.
Yeah, just like what's his name? The guy who makes the Star Wars compositions. People
John
are gonna
Williams.
kill John Williams. That's the guy I was thinking of. It was John something or other. John Williams' score in this movie is maybe his best work. Maybe I'm not gonna.
I mean,
Duel of the Fates.
Duel
Yeah.
of the Fates.
Duel of the Fates. Yeah. Like that. That's why I have to say like it's probably his best because Duel of the Fates alone is like it's been remixed. It's been beloved. It is so good. It is so good.
Powerful.
Powerful. Yeah. It like it already enhances a great scene. In that like double fight, like 2v1 fight with like Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon versus Darth Maul into just something spectacular. You know. Man. Yeah, honestly, like, I think it's more fun talking about this movie than actually watching it for me. I don't know.
I think that is kind of the thing, is that there's so much, because you can go back through this movie, and there's so many ties to other things. And for a lot of people, it was like the start of like getting really involved into deep lore and deep universe building. And like, this Star Wars movie really makes Star Wars feel alive in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I'd argue it's the linchpin for like so much.
I think the thing is, this movie made Star Wars feel like an actual society and not just a group of ragamuffins fighting a bad guy.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Because for like the original trilogy is great because it's quick to the point. It's like these are the rebels, here are the bad guys, they're fighting them. You don't have to worry about anything else. Here it's like, no, what is the world they're fighting for? Like here's their governance, here's their political ideologies, here's these people, here's their beliefs, here's their hopes, their dreams. And at some point people were like, come on, I just want to see them fight. And it's like, no, you have to understand why you fight.
Yeah, and it's like also just this thing about like people expecting like a very rigid style of storytelling. Like Lucas himself is a big fan of like the myths, but like people only think there's one myth can apply to movies, that being the hero's journey. And it's like when he tried something different that's not the hero's journey, people bitched and complained. And it's like, yeah, you could still find faults within that stuff, but also it's like you got to understand it's not like not every story is gonna be the hero's journey, you know?
I mean, here's the thing: the entire prequel trilogy, none of them are the hero's journey because they're all a tragedy.
Yeah, it's a tragedy. And
not just the final one; they're all a tragedy. The first one's a tragedy because Qui-Gon passes away, and Obi-Wan feels like he's not ready to be able to adequately train Anakin.
Yeah, he's trusted with responsibility.
The second one's a tragedy because it's very clear they do not frame the clones as this is a good thing.
Yeah, the clones are.
They're framed very much as like, oh no, these peaceful monks are heading into being warmongers.
Yeah, literal clones, you know? They're cloning
and
them.
Then we don't have to mention why the third one's a tragedy.
Yeah, that's pretty self-explanatory.
I trusted you. You were the chosen one.
You were set to bring balance to the
Force.
Why the top 15 voice? Why the top 15 voice?
I was doing it playing X Defiant yesterday, like all
That's
day.
fair. Oh my god. Also, if you've been hearing noise in the background throughout this video, it's because people are having karaoke downstairs.
Hell yeah.
I don't think I've heard anything.
Okay, good. I guess that's just a fun fact for you all at home.
Karaoke beneath Buster on Saturdays.
Yeah.
You know what's a fun thing, I think? Just little details. The first time we see lightsabers used in this movie, they're used as tools.
Yeah.
They're just used to get themselves out of a jam. Not even as a weapon.
Yeah, like it's multi-purpose, and I love that. Like, I always love when the Force is used for multi-purpose things. Like, the beginning opening scene of this movie is a great way to show that. Where it's like, okay, they use the Force to hold their breath, then they use the lightsaber to carve out a path.
But I also just think it's more like indicative of what the Jedi are supposed to be. They're just problem solvers. They go around helping people. They're not warriors. The Jedi Knights were not the ones to solve the problems of Naboo. The Nabooians were the ones to solve the problems of Naboo. They were just there to help them out.
Yeah, like kind of like cowboys, kind of like, Western.
It honestly plays out like a Clone Wars episode.
Yeah. Well, maybe does Dave Filoni whatever?
Does Dave Filoni like Phantom Menace? Yeah, Dave Filoni has gone on about the Phantom Menace before.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, take a look at Mandalorian's current ship.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still need to catch up with those shows. Like, I'm sure I'll find stuff to enjoy in them that, like, I know. Like, I really want to watch The Acolyte. I want to watch Book of Boba Fett. I want to, like, eventually when I finish the prequels, I want to watch Obi-Wan, There's like so much Star Wars, like, and I'm trying to be moderate about it because like I feel like if I'm gonna watch it, I'm gonna want to talk about it with people, and then those people are gonna drain my soul. Except for you guys are cool.
Yeah,
I just remembered I had a singular Phantom Menace toy, and it was the bald pilot Naboo guy.
Man, they made toys of everyone back in the day.
Bald pilot Naboo guy.
Yeah, hold on, let me see if I can.
You're talking about a Borg or whatever?
No, he was the guy wearing like a khaki jacket.
Cacket.
Yeah, cacket.
Yeah, do we want to like wrap up soon?
Buster.
No. I'm sorry. Because I feel like we treated everything about the movie, or like all the core parts. Now isn't just being like, oh, look at this other Star Wars thing.
I think.
You think?
You think, therefore you are?
I am.
You jizz?
You jizzed in your pants?
You put on some jizz music from the Star Wars? Oh god, they're being loud. I think Discord's picking up the noise.
I just heard that.
Damn. Man.
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Star Wars is good, yeah. Like, Star Wars is good. Like, I know people will be like, oh, it's like Rise of Skywalker ruined everything. I mean, I don't like that movie at all, but it didn't ruin everything. It just kind of like, I don't know how to explain it. We were talking about Phantom Menace, and as for Phantom Menace, I enjoyed it. Again, it's more fun. I think everything around the movie is more fun than watching the movie, but it's still like, it's still a fun movie to watch.
Yeah.
It's just there's so many stories about like people getting hyped, people getting disappointed, and people finding love in it again. Because I feel like nowadays the prequels are more loved than normal, than they used to be.
I think part of it is people being nostalgic for it, and then I think there's people like me who go back and see it and go like, wait a second, are you telling me that George Lucas actually put a lot of thematic weight into the elements he was using to reference and foreshadow the original movies, and that is supposed to be part of the movie?
Oh, like a story?
And everybody made fun of him because he said it's like poetry, it rhymes.
Yeah. I mean, that is a funny clip, but it's also true. The things could be funny and true. Have you ever thought about that, internet? They're not mutually exclusive.
My favorite George Lucas moment is when there is a completely different interview, and then suddenly George Lucas in the background.
Yeah, it's good. Those are good moments. My personal favorite George Lucas moment is when he made the movie Strange Magic. I don't even like that movie. I just think it's funny he made it. I was gonna say epic, but like that is a different movie by a different studio. No, he made Strange Magic like after it was like before the Disney buyout. I don't know.
I knew what you were talking about.
All right, I think we're running out of steam. Oh god.
I'm trying to find the fucking bald guy.
Man, you are dedicated to this man.
I'm pretty sure it's it's Lando's assistant you're thinking of. No,
there was a dude in this movie who was, when I say bald, I mean like Bill Murray bald.
Look up Lobot.
No. I know who I'm thinking of. I just don't know a name because he doesn't really have any line.
Well, Chris, there's only so many Phantom Menace toys out there. Oh, it's oh hell yeah, Rick Olay, dude. I don't care how that's actually pronounced. It's Rick Olay. It's spelled R-I-C and then a space O-L-I-E. That's fucking Rick Olay, dude. I bet that's the guy.
Rick Ollie. Yep, that's Rick the Olay. Dude. That I had a toy of that guy.
Yeah, he's got a really cool outfit. I noticed him more in this watching than I had before.
I had a toy of this man, Buster.
This man, fascinating. That I can see what you mean by Bill Murray bald. I can see what you mean by Bill Murray bald.
The battle droids and the C-3PO toy from this toy line are just fucking
In fact,
rad.
it was this toy.
Oh my god, that's a funny toy. That's a funny toy. It comes with a communicator chip. Now the figures
they had a little Comtech. I still have some of those.
That's a cool idea. I love when like action figures come with like collectibles. Like the Hasbro Power Rangers figures did that, where it came with collectibles for the Morpher. That's good. I like that.
Yeah.
Hang on, I'll show you some really good toys for the Phantom Menace if I can find them.
Yeah.
It was 2001, right?
Yeah, 1999. Phantom Menace came out, and that was like the big marketing blitz. Oh my god, Hasbro's been making Star Wars toys for over like nearly 30 years, I assume. Oh my god.
Yeah, because they made Star Wars toys when they were doing that one thing for the novel.
Oh yeah, like the big of I remember like there was a point where like before the prequels came out, they did like Star Wars like year-long events where like all the media would tie into this year-long event. That sounds like a cool idea. More, it's like Year of Shadow, Year of Luigi.
Year of Luigi.
Fun fact: it was one of Nintendo's worst performing years.
Oh no!
I have a feeling that wasn't because of Luigi.
It was not because of Luigi. He was innocent in all this. In fact, he might have helped it because of Luigi's Mansion 2 doing well. But yeah, it was an unfortunate timing of the Year of Luigi happened and Nintendo's thing went.
The Wii U continued to happen. That's what happened.
Yeah, I didn't want to say though. Everyone knew the Wii U happened. Nobody bought it. That's the thing.
Yeah. Yep.
Wii U.
Were there any Star Wars games on the Wii U? I think there was a pinball one.
Oh, there was a Star Wars game on the Wii U.
Oh, the Lego Star Wars. Yeah, Lego Star Wars. Yeah.
No, not just that one.
Oh, what?
Lego Star Wars. Star Wars Just Dance.
That
wasn't Just Dance. That wasn't Just Dance.
That was Connect, wasn't it?
That was Connect. Yeah, that was Connect.
Oh my god!
And that was a mini game within a Connect Star Wars.
All right, yeah. I'm googling Star Wars game on Wii U.
Yeah, you know what? We got time. Let's look up what Star Wars games were.
Star Wars Force Awakens.
Yeah, the Lego one. Yeah.
No, like regular, I think.
No, it's Lego.
Wii U. Oh, Angry Birds Star Wars.
Oh. I knew there was a funny one in there somewhere. Of course, it was Angry Birds Star Wars. Fun fact, probably the only way you can play the original Angry Birds way is through like those console ports, like that they did for like the PS4 back when like mobile game. That was probably like when mobile gaming was just starting to become a big thing.
Yeah.
I remember those ports. I know they were like I went to people who had like PS4s and like one of the only games they had at launch was like Angry Birds Star Wars. What a weird time.
Yeah, it's time. Time keeps on slipping into the future.
Yeah. And do you want to give our final thoughts?
No.
Yeah, Cody just doesn't want it to end. He just
keep talking.
Yeah, we can. I found some Star Wars toys that I was going to send y'all,
but
we can still do it.
I think the Phantom Menace is a weird film because like it's good. It's good. Let me be clear. It is a lot better than people on the internet have given it credit for. And I just think that there is an entire generation of people who were wanting big sci-fi. They were wanting all the best parts of the original trilogy when this was trying to set up all the tragic parts of the original trilogy. And that disconnect made them go like, oh, this is bullshit.
Yeah. Also just like so much new technology and like kind of like ideas to them that they weren't used to at the time.
But the Phantom Menace is a lot better than history has given it credit for.
Yeah, and I think so too. Like it is a fine movie, and I mentioned earlier that I have a personal connection to Qui-Gon Jinn. One of my late best friends, Chris, he loved Qui-Gon Jinn, and I remember, like, on Letterboxd, he would always rate movies based off if they had, like, a Lego Qui-Gon Jinn. It was very silly. And, sadly, Chris is no longer with us, but I just want to shout him out. Hope you're resting well, buddy. I always associate this movie with him because of Qui-Gon. And, yeah. So this movie will always be a bit special to me, even if I just think it's okay.
Hell yeah.
Oh man, the Play School Little Tykes Star Wars toys.
Oh, those are some good little Tykes toys.
I
I love the.
I think they're just Play School. I don't think they're Little Tykes. They're just Play School dudes.
Yeah, Play School. Yeah, I love the way Darth Maul looks in the stylized art style.
I had the set. That was like one of my favorite little like ship things.
Yeah, it's a good ship. Like even besides Play School, it's just a good ship.
I love Obi-Wan just having a giant 3-fingered hand. Just going,
Yeah, why is it?
He's got
No, it's a
4
four
fingers.
finger. Yeah, he's got 4. It's like the.
he has
Timmy
3 fingers and 1 thumb.
Oh,
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
The droid has 2 fingers.
should I just
Oh,
recommend
I still
next
have that
month?
R2D2 actually. It's sitting right over on my left.
Oh,
Oh, hell
awesome!
yeah.
Oh, actually, I still have all my Star Wars toys, so I don't know. Well, I don't think I still have that. The
No, there's some Star Wars toys you don't have anymore because they're broken.
Oh, I still have them. I still have the pieces.
You want to shame me on the internet real quick?
Oh, I've done it a few times on podcasts, on Analytical and Modular, but yeah, you broke my my sweet birthday present, the Star Wars Transformer crossover Millennium Falcon combiner.
Come on, Boingo, come
Hey.
on.
It's not like I did it on purpose.
Oh, sure, buddy, sure.
You broke my heart that day.
And it's never been fixed.
Nah, you guys made up before. I've seen you smooching it up.
Like you said, made out, yeah.
Yeah.
But I've said my piece. Buster said his piece. Cody, do you just want to give the movie a bunch of smooches real quick?
The battle droids are amazing. I used to be obsessed with the Gungan Camel Lego toy, the little Lego set piece. It was just all orange, but it was such an interesting orange shape. Excellent Lego minifigure animal. Kind of rare now, I think, but that's awesome. I don't know. I think this movie spawned my love of collecting Star Wars. It definitely was the thing that really thrusted me deep into the wet void of Star Wars. And that'll be that.
Nice. So, fellas, we have one of 2 options. One
All
that
right.
was suggested was we would talk about Deadpool and Wolverine the week after the weekend it comes out. And just have like a quick immediate one. Because this one is extremely late. We're sorry about that. A variety of personal situations
I fell
On all
asleep
of-
one time.
on all of our fronts just happened.
Yeah, I was at the Scott DeWaz live show.
That happened. I had a very bad mental health week last week. So just a variety of things happened. We're making it now. You've listened to it. I hope you enjoyed it. So we can do Deadpool Wolverine in about 2 weeks. Or we can do about a month like our normal time. And it will be the Buster pick. So I'll leave that to Buster because it's kind of your episode next.
All right. Here's what I'm going to say. We're going to do... So I'd say I'm going to suggest what we have to do for the episode after Deadpool and Wolverine.
Ooh.
So I will just state
A
it
bonus
now.
episode?
Yeah, well, fuck it.
Yeah.
We
So
can
I'll just
do a bonus-
suggest...
Just do
So
a bonus. We'll just do a bonus one with Deadpool and Wolverine. We'll ask Simeon if he wants to come on.
Yeah, because I know you guys are seeing it with him. All right.
We could call you through the phone while we do it.
Yeah. No, what I'm gonna say is this will be beginning of September. So like Deadpool and Wolverine will be August. Like our next beginning of August, and then the pick I'm about to say is gonna be beginning of September. So we got time to do this. But I don't think you'll need much time because it's all what I'm gonna suggest is a movie. One movie. Here's the thing. September is when Transformers 1 comes out.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to suggest we're going to watch my favorite Transformers movie, Bumblebee.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like
I
I was
thought for a second you were about to say the 80s Transformer movie, and I was
you already did it. You already did it. Yeah, you already did it. And I was like,
not that. I was about to say, me and Cody have watched it several times already.
I know, but
Together.
like, and I know you guys have watched this before, but I just want to rewatch this one because it's been a bit. Rise of the Beast has come out, and it's like, okay, well, let's view this movie in retrospect. And we haven't done it. I know you and Simeon already did it on the early version of Analytical Fanboys, so let's do Bumblebee on the current version.
Hell yeah.
Like,
Hell yeah.
Okay.
New hotness.
So for everybody at home who wants kind of like a penciled in schedule for how Analytical Fanboys is going to be going, a week from when this episode comes out, we will record an episode on Deadpool and Wolverine, which will come out the week after that. and on our usually regularly scheduled Analytical Fanboy schedule, we will have an episode where we talk about Bumblebee.
Yeah, in September. We'll record it like late August, but like, yeah.
We'll have to make sure we wake up Billy Joe Armstrong by then.
Yeah. Oh boy, there's a lot of 80s references in that one, so yeah.
I mean, you're not wrong, but Billy Joe Armstrong is from Green Day.
Oh.
Wake me up.
I don't know, it sounded like an 80s name.
Ends.
It sounded like an 80s name to me. I'm sorry, you can tell.
Yeah, I mean, you're really not wrong, though. That is like 100% accurate.
I mean,
Billy
yeah,
Joel and Stretch Armstrong.
Yeah, but Green Day started in the 80s. Started like 85, like 86, 87, I think.
Yeah, I just associate them more of the 2000s.
Which is weird, because they were around for the entirety of the 90s.
Yeah. Like, I know they released all their singles in 2000s, but not all their like big hits in the 90s, but like then like the 2000s is where those hits really became like overplayed and iconic, at least to me.
Because Dookie came out in 1994.
Dookie.
Like a little bit after Kurt Cobain passed away.
Damn. Well, anyway, do you want to plug our shit?
Sure.
Tell
the people where they can find you, Busto.
Hi, I'm Buster Corp. I do video analysis on YouTube. You can find me at the Buster Corp channel. I have no idea what I'm going to upload by the time this is out, but I have a cool video on Kamen Rider Z-Cross and Gunbuster. I'm really those are two recent videos I'm pretty proud of, so check those out.
Hell yeah. Hey, Cody, you want to tell people where they can find you?
My name is Coder Lee Bobert, and you can find you can find me at never_robot. I don't want to get political.
I don't want to get political, but I'll eat your Bobert.
Let me be clear.
Let me be clear. Hi, I'm Boingo. You can find me on a variety of places, such as Boingo Writer on YouTube, /Boingo Writer on Twitch.tv, and so on and so forth. Follow me on social media platforms. And this has been Analytical Fanboys, one show that we do here at Modular Media. The other one is Modular Components. Just two different podcasts where we do two different things. But
we do it together.
We do it together like a family. Mi familia. So if you liked the podcast and you're on a podcasting platform, please give us a follow, give us a subscribe on the YouTubes. Like and comment. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you don't like. Tell us how we can go fuck ourselves.
Werewolf subscribe.
Werewolf subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
You could have also went with a moss joke there. Though lichen are algae and fungi in a symbiotic relationship, aren't they?
Lichen or not, algae and fungi are in a symbiotic.
Congratulations.
You can get at Modular
Media. Support us, please. Do you have anything more else you guys want to say?
Marfa lump sweep.
I'll marfle your lumps.
Ooh.